Yo, what's up guys, what's going on? Frank Daniels here. Today I am talking flat feet, and I want to dispel a myth or some very common advice that's given for flat feet that could potentially be making the whole situation worse. Before I get into that, I have a free report. It's called 7 Steps to Shredded for you guys out there interested in getting stronger, leaner, and more ripped. You can download that by clicking the first link in the description. At the end of this video, you'll see a pop-up where you guys can grab it there. Let's talk flat feet, and I have one of my more popular videos on YouTube right now is a video on flat feet where I show a specific exercise for that. And a question came up about rolling the bottom of the feet. Now I know this is common advice that you may get in, from several different places, right? It may come from anywhere, that if you have flat feet, you want to roll the bottom of the feet, and it could potentially even make you feel better in the moment. The question is, does it really address the issue? And that's what I want to get into today. So I don't think this is really great advice, and if someone gives this to you as a blanket statement on getting better, or having your foot feel better, or whatever the pain that's being caused from this issue, it's probably, doing not much at best, and at worst, it's making you worse. All right, so let me address that. The first thing is, why do we self-massage? Why would we use a lacrosse ball, a golf ball, a tennis ball? Why would we self-massage in the first place? And generally that's because something is tight, or overactive muscles. Tight, that usually means very strong, Don't quote me on that, but usually tightness is because something's been working pretty hard to hold stuff, to get stronger, to hold some stuff in place, right? So, if you got tight traps and you go into those traps, you're doing that because you want that stuff to loosen up, right? You want to loosen up those areas. If you have tight quads or calves and you go into those muscle groups, it's with the intent that I need to loosen up those muscle groups, right? I have knots that are restricting them from moving, and when I get into those knots, the muscle tension goes away, and then I can express the muscle length, right? So what's going on with the bottom of the foot? Well, when your foot flattens out, what's actually happening is the muscles on the bottom of your foot have no strength, They have no ability to kind of grip and pull you into an arch, right? So if I don't have that in the first place, I have no strength. I probably don't have a lot of knots, being that those muscles are more lengthened than they are really tight, right, and gripping on. What would be the reason to actually go into that with a rolling object, right? The stuff is already loose. Why do I want to loosen it up more by going into it with self-massage? All right, so let me just show you exactly what's going on and why you should probably avoid this. Not saying you're never gonna do it, but more than likely it's not gonna fix flat feet. So I'm just gonna show you with my hand what's going on. Here's your foot, here's my hand, right? And when it's flat, you can see no space under here. Now, the hand is just like the foot, right? So if I want to strengthen the muscles on the bottom of my foot, or my hand right here, and I flex them, the reaction is gonna be that now I'm gonna be able to create that arch, right? If I want to flex the muscles on the back of the hand or the foot, right, the reaction of that would be to move this direction, right? Pull the fingers back or pull the toes back towards the lower leg. So if I'm going to roll something under here, right, I want to loosen up those muscles. The counter reaction to that is because I want to move this direction, right? I want to be able to do that. But when you have flat feet, it's because this doesn't exist. So really it's the muscles on the bottom side of your foot that need to be able to kind of crunch up. See, I'm doing a little hand crunch right there. It's the same thing that happens with your foot. You want to be doing a little foot crunch so you can create that arch, and again, strengthen the muscles on the bottom of the foot, not necessarily loosen them up. So that's really what's going on, right? If I'm working to create more musculature, to turn that stuff on and get it to hold its structure and its position, going into it with self-massage, loosening that stuff up is probably only going to push it flatter towards the floor, right? I want to strengthen that stuff. I want to build that arch. I don't necessarily want to loosen it up. Now, once again, I'm not telling you that there's nothing on the bottom of your foot that can use some form of rolling. What I am telling you is that just going into it and rolling it every day is only furthering the problem, because this stuff is, if it was tight, which is not, okay, my job would, I would get into it on the roller on this side so that I would have some room to be able to pull back this way. Okay, some people have too much arch, right? And that could cause pain. So you would loosen that stuff up with foam rolling to be able to let that arch kind of relax a little bit, let those muscles relax and sit back down. All right, so again, there's a temporary analgesic effect. Okay, so if I go into any knot, okay, or any muscles and press on them for a while, it's probably gonna feel better. So if someone gives you just a blanket advice just to roll the bottom of your foot and you have flat feet, you know that the result of that is my foot might feel better for a couple minutes because I just kind of numbed it up and there's some more blood flow to it and maybe I don't feel as much pain in the moment. But your job when you have flat feet, once again, is to do this little foot crunch, is to create that arch and get the muscles on the bottom side of the foot to activate and hold that structure instead of allowing them to get loose and lose that structure. And that's what's happening with flat feet. The muscles on your bottom of the foot, they just don't do anything. They don't crunch up, okay? They don't hold the foot, they don't hold the structure, and they just allow it to come out of there. When you're foam rolling, basically that's what you're going for, is you're like, hey, if I'm trying to roll something out, I'm trying to allow those muscles to relax and lengthen out and lose the tension. When you have flat feet, you want to create more tension at the bottom of your foot, all right? So flat feet guys, focus on exercises that crunch to the bottom of the foot. I have a couple videos on this channel right here that you can look at, as opposed to maybe rolling the underside of the foot. Once again, are there times where you might roll the underside of the foot? Are there situations based on your specific anatomical structure, your foot, where there's something under there that's tight that you might have to get into? Potentially, right? Is there times where you would, roll just on a kind of regular basis just to do that? Again, potentially, but the advice that rolling the bottom of your foot is the thing that corrects an arch is incorrect, okay? And once again, at best, it's not doing anything, okay? At worst, it's actually making that situation worse. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Focus on exercises that help posture the foot up, okay? And not necessarily continue to let those muscles on the bottom of the foot, okay, get loose, get slack, and flatten out. And that's pretty much why you would put an object in the bottom of your foot, is to let it loosen up and slacken those muscles. I hope this makes sense, guys. If you enjoyed this video, head down below, leave a comment. I hope it helped you out. Subscribe to this channel. And for you guys looking for that free report, 7 Steps to Shred It, you can grab that by clicking this button right over here. You can download that immediately. I'm Frank Daniels, guys. Enjoy your day.